When the beat drops.
Yeah. Hey. Hello. Get the mate. What's up? What's up? I like a psychosomatic neuroimmunology. From a lyrical medicinal intrinsic out technology. Y'all hail and I'll go SAL. To the soul in Braille. Over linguistic detail. And with a yard devotion. This poetry in emotion. You can surf down Ecosmology. Yeah, yo, so come on, come in, lady. Let's go a little loco. You in the locomotion. Oh yeah, I suppose I'll just follow you to feel love. Emotion. Yeah. This is a supreme time for layman's. And a dream time for shamans. Yeah, just daydream at ease into a meditative state. Find these keys, unlock that gate. Using your imagination, you can create a peak experience sensation that feels great. It's worth a try to demonstrate this objective and know why you should see life in a new perspective. Simply open your mind, free of any mental blocks. Imagine there's no limits to time and space. Think out of the box. With your open mind, eye, and an affinity to truly try and understand infinity, you may sense more divinity is within your vicinity, while redefining every possible possibility, such as your time and space and game membrane lines of visibility. So, yeah, let's try and define these quizzical times. Far beyond fiscal or physical plane defines. See the clues from within, coincidences all on display as the numbers prime. Show sacred geometry patterns as nature's way to see how life can align. As you go now with the simplicity flow of every surreal line, you will know how synchronicity can show this life is real sublime. If you know also it is why when we die, your ethereal immortal reality just needs a real gauge measure for normality. Then of course the material portal of mortality can't hurt you as it's really a virtuality. Like before you were born, there was no perception of time, so no timeline to wait. Then see how after death everything is fine, as there's no downtime to remanifest just state. For all existence will eventuate and create everything that is great. But our remembrance is too late to celebrate the state of fate. So yeah, let's party harder, pro-rata, and create a positive resonance that we, Generation 8. I love it when fine line rhymes have genuine aligned defines. They make my smile shine. Go that extra mile. Don't ask why, I don't know. And don't ask how, just go with the flow. Take your polylogarithmic pseudo time this fine night. Find a way to control the rhyme and line highlight. With less toe from auto, we'll have all the right moves. And with more manuals, we'll have all the right grooves. Then with high doses of self-hypnosis, my diagnosis is more ecstasis for all the masses. Hey presto, this is the best bestow. So yo, let's go, and let's flow. This bliss and bless so synchronicity shows, God knows, fine rhyme aligning in rows. Playing his words like dominoes. Yo, host, haste, no time to waste.
When the beat drops.
Focus, it's time to focus. are just carving and forming. You're pathing, not boring. By having the snoring, I'm just carving and forming. You're good, haha, morning. Now, infinite time and space, this place has already begun. So, know that nothing is impossible as the philosophical rule number one. Where everything is possible, it has or will already be done. See how something from nothing is possible, thus hence never really none. With so many clues to the hidden come from the given, it's fun loving them and fun living in them. Now here comes the fun. Yeah, because it's funny, life's a game. Played at the center of infinity, your brain. Yeah. Infinity is divinity, it's so surreal and also sublime. As it's essential for our existential real reality paradigm. And you, since the placenta, that place where you enter, where these 3Ds combine a line, make your body presenter a soul sensor in the all of space and the whole of all time. It's a point of center and you're the inventor of your own reality, state of mind, where each, all and every perception point can find somewhere together as we refine and forever entwine throughout all of existence. Our true hours of persistence is how life questing inadvertently is now manifesting eternity. We're forever continuing as a mind-blowing, home-growing, for show-showing, cause you're knowing that death should not even frighten. So thus, for us, this ad infinitum continuum item, to enlighten what everyone has already inside them. The whole holy cosmos polarity as our singularity heart. With our soul, that solely duality, shining jewel, heart. This universe is so perfect as a matter of fact. Coincidental similarities, repeat actualities so exact. It's simply a system perfectly tuned to perfecting perfection. And if we self-destroy, then it's just the cosmic rejection. No matter what or where, whether we're here or out there, this same existence is what we all share. So look after yourself, yeah, and take care. It's self-consciousness that makes us aware that we are something from nothing, out of where. Born from stars, we all start. And life's old scars are just shining our heart. For 'tis shown, but unknown, here at home, under the dome. You are never really ever, forever alone. Wow, you see we've come to this mind-blowing place.
Let's bring it on.
And we're homegrown, welcome here with grace. So yeah, it's time to embrace, man, this human race. Here on our base, sailing away through space. Beautifully angled, which dimension did Mozart's art start? Quantum entangled, who or what played a part? Do they beat with an ear, or hear with their heart? Here, have you seen our universe schematic? Whoa, yeah, it's very enigmatic, with everything dramatic, to make you feel water, the best extinguisher is bonded in turn. Perfect design signs are everywhere. If you're aware, then you can learn. And this magical, phenomenological, intractable reality is actually a fractal actuality in the time-and-space duality. For when computing improves just for the beauty of a fractal, which also further proves that infinity is an actual. We can see again in Zoom when nature starts calling. How infinity has infinite room when the snow starts falling. For the processional infinitesimal decimals that amazingly make every unique snowflake. And as the universe runs elegant music at play, harmonic tunes, relevant symphonics of sway, just swim with the current destiny of today, and your moral compass will point the righteous way. Even sections that play cosmic string provocative instruments are tunes playing chords according to octave increments. So attune your natural selections for a natural broader, higher order probability. For more connections or less rejections of your proper ability, which ultimately must mean cosmic soul connection as a perceptive perspective, and must be ever moving toward the perfection direction, natural objective. Then a virtue for the reality, virtuality must be the creative of natural selection. When the object of affection is to go combine all the cognitive collection. Look up at the moon. It's amazing where it sits above, under this moon. Or gazing its eclipse, you can feel the love. Yeah, affecting little objects of affections, directing literal supernatural selections. Is it a cosmotron matrix with mates tricks to heal a helix fix for all us mates and chicks? Made from all us bits, soul expansion kits, thus for all us where it sits. Is it machine to the extreme, the brightest star sheen, keeping lean, the selfish gene, for more loving dreams, behind the scenes? Does our essential, circumstantial, existential have an eventual, full potential? Perpetual extra sexy exponential. Yeah, look up at the moon. Let's redefine what's within finite, because there is forever to zoom to refine what's out of sight. Look up at the moon. It's time to reunite the expansion balloon.
Let's bring it on.
And its finite height. Look up at the moon. It's now time to assume that space and time have infinite room. Seriously, I am comprehending an impending doom-ending soon. Hey, can you see your mortality is really a virtuality, and the real natural selection of genetic source codes? Interpolation of X nodes with loads of triple X loads that exudes. Usually I quantum illustrate visually for the field theory illiterate. Universal common sense notions, natural cause and effect motions. We see relating eventually the logic of truth correlations by using the elementary fault-inventory validations. We can even invent a way to believe, evidently impresent then achieve. The best referred construct math equations, not from inferred language to math relations. So let's be a fine man and realign the wire plans, like with fine man diagrams. Then find the blind kind of behind the name fame kind Einstein mind. And let's see who still salutes. silence chimes. Some say the world will end in fire, some say it will end with ice. But a black hole desire, playing with an unknown fire, is a gamble with humanity only once, not twice. A black hole is around the bend. I swear we are not pretending. So see what we befriend, and how this impending doom ending is still pending. So until science stops all this type of spending, please, as they really have no comprehending. Seriously, this means amending, without anyone reoffending, as the whole future is something worth defending, and therefore must stop all humanity descending. So hear this grand command, now transcending, and know that any lending and commending is ascending. Not to be condescending about a condescending, from non-comprehending the impending doom ending, from a black hole that dark age science is befriending, playing with an unknown fire, arcs arcing out quarks. They have a black hole desire, kick walking in dark shark parks, showing no fear, boldly going where no other would steer. Listening to them cheer, do not cry a tear like condensation. Just be a pioneer with conversation. Have a gander at all the improper propaganda. But get of the fence, no offense I sense. Common universal sense is the best defense. Else our accidents will happen like all good parties that end. So what good is man when he can't be his own friend? To appease our demanding the full potential, from understanding the exponential. Ecosmology is now expanding the instrumental. Free keys to ease the extra transcendental. You see, this is like a free-for-all that we are going in, and as such it's also free for all, for free flowing within. Also it's free, so we all can be free, falling in. Quantum local relativity explains enigmatic activity. The big questions, peace from suggestions. It's a gift to uplift, a new paradigm shift, busting the brink and cease those congestions. Superluminal motion through the cosmic ocean, yeah. Propagating on, I'm proper known as Tron, oh yeah. Frictionless propagation, inertia excitation, yeah. To the point of absolute zero, exists a particle that is a hero, called the Tron, because that is where everything comes from. It is a sea, this cosmological constant is a logical cosmic ocean. You see, you are now surfing, riding this wave of poetry in motion. It's a particle so small, it virtually does not exist at all. At the smallest scale of relevance is the holy place of benevolence. Our last relevant size of the small is this building block alone and all. The smallest base particle that affects us. Thus, don't miss this physics buzz, as there's a lot to discuss, and this involves all of us. When the beat drops, superluminal motion through the cosmic ocean, yeah. Propagating on, I'm proper known as Tron, oh yeah. Frictionless propagation, inertia excitation, you yeah. As this particle is so small, it virtually does not exist at all. Like something from nothing, virtually, is how the Tron makes reality. Passing through everything, yet we can't detect. But deep inside everything has an effect. Not created nor destroyed. Creating like us to be enjoyed. Setting the cosmic boundary. Perpetuating particle energy. Providing infinite power and symmetry. The fabric of time existence must need. This fabric of space and time is quantum foam, or zero-point energy, it is otherwise known. A zero-point energy field, as the Casimir effect revealed. Superluminal motion through the cosmic ocean, yeah. Propagating on, I'm proper known as Tron, oh yeah. Frictionless propagation, inertia excitation, yeah. Quantum Tron flux is the universal energy source, and this inertia plasma is the inner outward force. As this cosmological constant assertion to follow the path of dispersion, causing a diversion on any larger particle in its submersion, making all our relative physics our current physics version. Superluminal motion through the cosmic ocean, yeah. Propagating on, I'm proper known as Tron, oh yeah. Frictionless propagation, inertia excitation, you yeah. Tron flux just goes with the flow, just to flow where it's low. Like where a singularity sucks, due to the gravitons that it chucks. With easy entry poles, at the slow axis point holes, forming a complex tooling, storming a vortex whirlpooling. Then, when two form a vortex form, again a black hole can be born. In fact, when they compact toward a point of inflection, is where the only direction is without ejection. Superluminal motion through the cosmic ocean, yeah. Propagating on, I'm proper known as Tron, oh yeah. Frictionless propagation, inertia excitation, you yeah. As Tron flux feeds black holes its main course, driven by its source of the spinning centrifugal force. Then gravity is a factor in the photon fusion reactor. As these two cyclonic charge tornadoes is how the Tron flux current flows, like your bathwater when you dispose. And unfortunately, I suppose, gravitational lensing shows nobody knows that's how a black hole grows. Superluminal motion through the cosmic ocean, yeah. Propagating on, I'm proper known as Tron, oh yeah. Frictionless propagation, inertia excitation, you yeah. The Tron is the smallest particle we know, fluidly moving and going with the flow. As the Tron passes through everything, yet we cannot detect, but we see how deep inside everything has an effect. Setting boundaries for the space and light speed define. Not created nor destroyed, this fabric creates us all so fine. Perpetuating particle energy, providing infinite power and symmetry. As every blast from the past shows how this universe is built to last.
Let's bring it on.
With the inner plateau so vast, this point is superluminally fast. Perpetuated for eternity, galactic cycling begins. The infinite amount of supermassive black big hole bangs. Not created nor destroyed, creating like us to be enjoyed. Superluminal motion through the cosmic ocean, yeah. Propagating on, I'm proper known as Tron, oh yeah. Frictionless propagation, inertia excitation, you yeah. The Tron C quantum flux inner quality is good for inequality, as it just goes with the flow, just to flow where it's low. Like where a singularity sucks, due to the gravitrons that it chucks. This cosmological constant assertion is to follow the path of dispersion, thus like a gust causing a diversion on any larger particle in its submersion, making all our relative physics our current physics version. Mass curved space and time as a rule, but know that they are just a measurement tool. You see, quantum flux flow is fluid just like a pool. Time to sink or swim, so don't be a fool, as the real Still science is too cool for school. Have something from nothing, virtually, of course, is how quantum tron flux makes reality. May it be with you as the force. Okay then, at our 0 point singularity, we see this 3D, and then as an actuality. So then ad infinitum to add to the time and space and continuum of reality is a neutron star so dense to its core, like a brain cell receptor. Hey, redefine life once more. With energy everywhere, maybe so too is God. Not created nor destroyed, eternity is never really odd. Can energy be intelligent in contrast, and have wisdom to last? The secret attraction action is emissions in every direction. Just like photons we see, gravitons emit flowing like a sea. On this size scale, when brains collide, can bump another out deep from atoms inside. This dynamic natural process simply replaces from within, filling gaps, moving up in rank next of kin. Atomic size movement we call gravity is simply this process, basic elementary. A black hole emits them like a spinning factory, like black photons that interact with protons. Practically, this tron flux system pressure is impossible to measure. Even a millennium-run conundrum can't fix a 3-body problem. 3-body 3D, spherical particle convolution harmonics. Harmonics are hypersymmetric with the electric supersonics. Supersonics. It's a vibe for your tribe, a depth sensation. Sensation. To feel the heat beat, the sound of vibration. Vibration, good vibration. Enigmatic, hypersymmetric, synergistic effects. 3-body spherical particle convolution complex. Affects perturbation between 3D gyroscopics. Momentous fluctuation of flux in tropics. And the cyclonic field charge of relativity may yield nuclear energy activity, with the gyromagnetic ratio being exponential due to the spin angular momentum full potential. Centripetal constancy, it puts the pedal to the metal. It's like trying to spin and win a gold medal. As they all go for gold, putting the centripetal pedal to the central middle metal and win a gold medal. A gravitation relation is sourced when centrifugal force is forced, causing ejection at the weakest link. This particle is called a graviton, I think. The typical graviton ejection within, at critical mass point speed of spin, when a brand regains some sort of particle resistance, the MDK membranes support perpetual existence. But there's a chance of an avalanche, like a snowball in free fall. My epic correct tech detects hectic covariant matrix affects, projecting perceptions, injecting conceptions. It's a cool tool for you to see the truth, see the lies, see the wrongs, and see the whys. Modern cosmology holds that the universe was an infinitely dense, immense singularity. So to say that the black hole began infinite time and space, in a sense, is an essence of human fallibility. They take some Big Bang universe, never tell you which type first begun. Then they take some black holes that no one can tell you what it is, not one. I suppose they superimpose a whole lot, then violate and annihilate their very own theory structure plot. Things popping into existence from the point dot. But God creating the universe sounds more hot. Now everywhere scientism gets abused. So philosophically we're also confused. And where now scientism is getting confused, then also philosophically we're also possibly abused. matter is poor, then anything chaotic or enigmatic has a flaw. But physicists use it to ascribe and describe a specific scientific law. The three-body measurement problem is the cause of confusion. Actually, that makes our actual 3D physics core delusion. Huge ego is a mountain for money. No joke, it's seriously not funny. Ridiculed science seems to be heavily invested, so cannot accept ideas that are readily contested. It's a greed, illogical biases. From greed is creating the current physics crisis. Pseudoscience, fiction friction, is the cause of our extinction. With pseudoscience in alliance, who'll defy core compliance with defiance? Even just a fraction of their field of fiction can cause addiction action to yield poor prediction. But I refuse to bamboozle the waffle muffle kerfuffle shuffle that those fundamental zealots try to overzealous tell us. And the science dogma they allow is probably how that it's time now we take a final blow. When angular momentum talks the torque force due to the vacuum flux field energy source, simply running its aftermath path, of course, without remorse. That ancient Einstein theory is nothing.
Let's bring it on home.
You know E equals MC squared is still set like glue. That means the energy per light is zero, not true. So being me out, Scotty, as the sky is no longer blue. Master space and time as a rule. But know that they are just a measurement tool. You see, quantum flux flow is fluid just like a pool. Yeah, time to sink or swim, don't be a fool. As the real science is too cool for school. Time and space have no limit. Zoom in your finger, imagine what's in it. So now is where I point to my point to, for what is true within you. As a way for time and space in infinitum. If you have the time, place for your space-added continuum item. Towards absolute zeros, quantum scales and details are thus divine. With prime number heroes that loop the line, 3 dimensions of us with time, forming Fourier vortex loop axis prime vector line. Hoya, fourth dimension, perception of fine prime time to shine. Maybe infinite time and space need not begin, nor even need a start, as everything maybe is already within, either or rather just an ether, other part on part. Maybe anywhere has already everything somewhere within, wherever the ad infinitum continuum item is forever continuing. In the prime time multiple of the 3Ds, these X, Y, and Z's we seize. Any one point has divisionability that then can make 2 points of define more fine indefinitely. Because inside the finite exists point of infinite detail, making indefinite definitely off the scale. In any case, between time and space, it's just a scaled ratio link. At any place, the calculations per second define the detail we think. And the perception of time as our memory jogs requires both space and time to turn our cognitive cogs. Thus, time and space are directly proportional bottleneck bogs, making both relative when clearing up any perception data backlogs. Time and size scale proportionally, do not be deceived, making our conception of time and inner space observance when it is received. As perception when smaller is especially generally relatively more rapidly perceived, then the perception measure rate of time is also more so faster when increasingly faster achieved. For example, if you shrink down subatomic for a sec, see that the time on your watch runs normal if you check. And not even a black hole can bend these rules. Space and time space sequential. Maybe even time travel back must be eventual and essential for our insistent chill. Or are we blessed by a curse, with only one time space to immerse? As this blessed universe, define that second is not the first. Anything believed as impossible is never a certainty prediction, because future path possibilities create this a contradiction. As endless time produces anything with its maternity, at some point anything can happen within eternity. Can any electromagnetic feedback open a time portal crack? Can this time-space paradox forever turn back the clocks? Would time be ended? Would the clock be offended? Is history rerun? Is it just like songs resung? Is that just more fun? In parallel that we all won? There's nothing needed to replace an infinite amount of empty space. It can be assumed this ability is a probable possibility, as perfectionism is serious subjectivism in universalism, where the natural object of perfection is the pursuit of the perfection direction. And because with God being benevolent, this endeavor is relevant, creating this clever function, or the equivalent, wherever in conjunction, that is to be forever prevalent. Traveling back in time with past and future can align. Something at some point, sometime, in technology somehow, at a point that can allow for the time-traveling descendant master to meet the eternal transcendent caster. Are those yin and yang mang on mission Nirvana Zen, maybe walking amongst men and correcting once more and again, as perfecting perfection always requires further inspection at points of conflictions from with those objection afflictions, suffering a final word intrusion, theory delusion, would have no objection, moving forward together with the arrow of time direction. Everything deserves respect, as anything has connections. Correct corrections you can expect across the whole spectrum of selections. Brethren benevolence, transcendently emanating eminence of real science relevant evidence. In this game of courtesy and clever forever prevalence. Real eternal material immortals, quantum leaping surreal ethereal portals, opening parallel dimensions, creating better more outcome intentions, as they drive along in reverse through our polar universe, when we forget what's remembered even before births, not knowing whose idea subconsciously will appear. Remembering by what was forgotten could be ironic. Forgetting what was remembered, that is also platonic. How awkward going backward, it's ironic. Forward would seem moronic. Or are we blessed by a curse, with only one time space immersed, living in the reverse polar universe? Does this blessed universe have no time to reverse? One day, far into the distant past, that all-star procast, with top deck, epic tech, a rock having a blast, on setting sail at a half-mast, traveled back in time to make more time last. Like now, our existence is in need of some assistance, staring you in the face at Earth's points of confliction. The best time and place to be alive must be an addiction. We rolling forward together, the arrow of time, direction. All those strict life evictions, creating conflict extinctions, choice predictions, on those constrictions, and can earn for yourself distinctions. As your relatives have really serious connectivity, at mysterious restrictions. So see everything's relativity, using your loving instinctions. And as the object of affection is to perfect shared perfection, inquiries in science can shed some light. Confirm the facts that are proven just right. Now give me hope and a future bright. Because logic sense can see God's might. Now, down to the point at hand, we can see more stars than grains of sand. That is the sand on all Earth's land, which is itself a sign of something grand. And abundant throughout our existence elements. Carbon, aminos, water, universal sediments are building blocks of DNA expedients for spreading and perpetuating life existence. Interstellar asteroids and meteors as a seed. Inside bacterial and tardigrades, it is agreed that symbiotic pair have all they need. A design sent by AI genes you must concede. What is an angel? You might ask. An angel or alien to do God's task. Maybe even amongst us with a human mask. Here to help if you just ask. The hand of God imitating his love. A respectful observance. Look up above. Your appreciation is a personal peace dove. As universal order fits like a glove. It's highly possible if you're clever. Now they're observing our perspective, humor whatever. The abundance of space, never say never. Time is of essence, only God is forever. If there was a way to record everything we do, like a pet's microchip to identify his who, without a soul device, they wouldn't have a clue. If natural morality and ethical instinctuality are true. And if you loved someone, something deep, would you hold them close, forever to keep? Where whatever they are, do or sleep, bring great pride and joy for rewards to reap. What they say, do, see or think. Precious jokes, memories, emotions avoid a sink. Can be recorded easy as a wink. Even their essence of life saved from the brink. A quantum subatomic nano-soul device. A soul to grant at any price. When the price to pay, say, is a grain of rice. It's time to shine now on Earth and be nice. Logically thinking, the odds are quite high. Based on clues given to the naked eye. An indefinite existence, next stage we fly. And the whole purpose of you and I. With an hour there, being just a second here. Freely moving around, maybe through your ear. Procedures to follow, rules to adhere. Intervening at times, thank you, granddad, dear. How bright you glowed in our time would reflect like a beacon to visit mine. We souls, like moths to the shine. Come watch and learn, next life will be fine. Close relatives that have passed away. Their soul device guides you every day. We are gifted, able to help us help ourselves as a race. As the soul lives are not on shelves, but embraced with grace. So I guess I speak for everyone, if all this is true. We are a species of love, therefore we love you. Our jokes are funny, right? And the things we do, trust us, we'll change even more with this clue. It's just a situation of circumstance, most worship money. In time we'll see, the universal currency is funny. Like credits gained when you joke like a bunny. Those credits a new currency called harmony. As we practice and define what's cool. 2. Be stern as weak and tough like a fool. All we can offer now as a universal tool is that original joke to make even Stephen Hawkins drool.
Yeah.
So, okay, okay, sir, whatever will to be or not to be. Now that is a question. Yeah, we all know religions are many, and that faith in God can come from any. And if in God we trust, from ashes to dust, we have more hope. Because faith no more clashes due to the Hubble Space Telescope. With more stars than all of the sand grains on all of Mars. galaxy aligns. If there's any precession anxiety, within the zodiac signs, soul, possession, propriety, variety. Then Space Society uses the set handover clause to redefine society laws for less criminority flaws and jail time doors that sobriety of a real piety variety can cause. Freely playing ubiquitous songs about humanity, calamity, wrongs.
When the beat drops,
when the AI has free will, then its power to kill will start snowballing and free-falling downhill. Soon after your voice-activated narrated PDA demands another holographic heads-up display and starts forming a queue inside and outside Intel 2, then the IQ will start thinking for us too, causing real implications to human assimilations, because nano-replications will be turning us to Grey Goo, as there is no cure for Grey Area, Grey Goo flu. That's like the day the Earth stood still number 2. This is then where and why a Symbiote trick in conjunction is needed to be designed as a robotic symbiotic function to work at every chaotic asymptotic brink conjecture junction. Imitation is the best form of flattery and show of respect, but recorded information management system increases its neglect.
let's bring it on
Not to turn up the tap or rhyme up the gap, but just for us to tap up the tap glass as mishap. Like finding the algorithm to fine-tune DNA genetics, binding to the rhythm of sun and moon magnetics, at the hiking tide of helix mitosis, zones of ribosomes kill a fix from osmosis. So who made who and who made you can be answered based on this clue or two. Does genetics allow for evolution? And DNA can change for any solution. And genes extend the loving dreams behind the scenes, keeping refined and lean our extreme selfish genes.
when the beat drops.
When winning at amino sequence songs the best, must be getting blessed from gods when test impressed, making us like dress pets, placing out the guest beds on who's the best guest, playing like the best quest, not for our head messing, in a wave progressing, but keeping us guessing is a gift unaware blessing.
Let's
And
bring
for
it
more
on
shock and awe, input an awesome lesson. They'd be getting I'm guessing, plus all the fingers on the trigonometrics, stereotyping with us fingerless dyslexics, and all our retro rhetorics must be full-on frantic, what the heck hectics, because these freaking semantic frantic antics are linguistically, mystically, and statistically correct. As we now face rolling built universal obstacles, we're making some read-levic pinnacle spectacles in crystal clarity across the galaxy, every analog to digital outcome predictable. Light exopolitical, clinical analytical is that intergalactic practical hack attack tactic that's practical to show the galaxy that we're binary stereotypical hypocritical. And as everything is subjective, on me subjected, subject elective, thus making anything an objective. On me objected, object selective, where any perceptive perspective has ejected. Like if natural selection is your only object of affection. Whether you're an atheist like some of those Stephen Hawkings, or running diagnostics on agnostics like Richard Dawkins, see that it's the wrong Big Bang pleasure direction that science marches towards the string and measure theory and its golden arches. Now evolution is adapting for transformation, and the information is exacting toward creation, because genetics allow for life distribution, and DNA can change for any adaptation solution. Therefore, probably God made evolution. Somehow, It's always now. Time for a religion and science revolution. Rejuvenated as one cosmic ideology, theology, institution. For this confliction kiss will avoid and miss the vast void abyss. And that makes us all part of this one. So see that we everyone have already won. Like father and son, our existence family is one, and life is for fun. Oi, huh, hey mate. Yeah.
Whoa, yeah!
It's really a transcendent adventure on this existent line. Ascending upward out at every persistent time.
Let's bring it on.
Plus, these times multiply to increase the going home some lines. Thus, why we must comply, find duty to be alone sometimes. And reducing this line, we have these essential single times. It's due to this growth. We made this matrix cycle oath. This divine right mingle is for any brain now single, forming God's encyclopedia via our so-called social media. And as the next X in Nexus, from a perplexed complex plexus, on solar plexus, excess, a pyramid's spectrum reflection is a physics type of action, channeled, funneled, or deflected. The desired elect function is directed toward the correct junction, directly affected. A triangle tries to be a circle, but it's rough around the edges. In fine time, its three-way memory will remember all of its pledges. When the corners stop being yawners, they'll make a perfect shape, not wedges. Yeah, I'll see how moronic when we used to think that the earth was flat. But now it's ironic because we have found that the universe is not quite round.
Let's bring it on home.
My epic correct tech detects hectic covariant matrix affects. I'm arriving, a surprising realizing. I see an event horizon that is rising on the horizon.
When the beat drops.
There's a chance of an avalanche, like a snowball in free fall. So now is where I point to my point to, for what is true within you, as a way for time and space to thus ad infinitum. If you have the time, place for your space added continuum item, as inside the finite exists a point of infinite detail, making indefinite indefinitely off the scale. Infinity for eternity is infinitely complex, with paradigm scales that simply just perplex. That's even more intriguing than the opposite sex. Seriously, nobody really knows, even if a black hole grows, gravity below blows, or radiation ejects. So now you know no one knows. A black hole cannot show whether it grows.
Let's bring it
Certainly
on
nothing
home.
is certain, and that's absolute, such as safety asserting in the atom-smashing pursuit. Do we play our roles as is fate misguided? Like creating black holes, some things still need to be decided. Get on the fence. No offense, I sense. Common sense is the best defense. Intrinsic human idiosyncrasies in synchronic synchronicity here make idiotic ideologies a real epic pinnacle spectacle. It's
When the beat drops.
intrinsic human idiosyncrasies in synchronic synchronicity here make idiotic ideologies a real epic pinnacle spectacle. As may be predictable, universal obstacles are used for cosmic, polite, political, critical, clinical type of analyticals. In a theoretician competition mission, stuck at a war of attrition type position on exhibition. So probably using a probability probability, which then earn precision prediction intuition recognition. Because these politicians have ambitions to win the supervision superposition, while superconducting musician renditions for their proposition of extrasensory intuitions and premonition visions to provide provision condition for pro-decision visions. Required now to directly detect correct direction corrections. Like LHC particle collisions you see even before construction was instructed to be unobstructed. As omissions preconditions precision and hidden vision admissions. Cause aberration superstitions of litigation liquidation from population obstetrician clinician extreme circumcision excisions. Like frustrations from fucking castrations. Now the pediatrician physician opposition has additional proposition petition ammunitions from signature acquisitions. Required to stop those micro black hole fascinations and those LHC abomination creations. 40 permissions, prohibitions, abolitions, and demolitions. As this complicated counter-compilation formation of narration complaints for the layman mountains around is accounting on nation's evil donation fountains encounter, and is still counting, as this citation is an illumination indication sensation. I have an inclination it's an initiation by invitation, because notification after an examination observation by investigation found confirmation of motivation and identification verification validation affirmation as justification. That innovation qualification of my specialization utilization contemplation of inspiration for this publication as an epic salvation creation situation. With elaboration from pronunciation, destination, reorganization, it's the foundation preparation for a proclamation, documentation, argumentation. And with a culmination, association, configuration, this conglomeration, combination from a computation, articulation, simulation, activation is a type of experimentation, demonstration. Also is obligation, dedication, clarification for circulation of civilization, unification, communication. Translation about restoration, rehabilitation by participation, calibration, and presentation, duplication, fascination. As an explanation about the relation, devastation, retaliation, correlation of emanation from the multiplication of celebration, vibration. Ecosmology essentially is spiral, chiral, iterative, cyclical iterativity, that in iterating celebration, vibration.
When the beat drops.
Ecosmology essentially is spiral, chiral, iterative, cyclical iterativity, that in iterating produces eruptions that interrupt iteration productivity. By producing iterations as iterations in the adjacent possible environment vicinity, experienced expedience will express experienced impetus expedient trick eccentricity, as immediacy is in imperative as experiencing all existence is entirely as electricity. From serial material entailing metamaterial encounters within the ethereal.
Let's bring it on.
The material parallax and parallel metamaterial is then sensed as surreal. As this wristwatch, a masterpiece of keys, experiencing these ecological experience experiments. The expression explaining the experience of these environments.
When the beat drops.
As this existence study of either an ethos thesis that forever increases, or either rather an ether chaos thesis that also never ceases. With dramatic conundrums as the essence of ecological semantic literature iterations. To illustrate literal liter explanations for eccentric expedient demonstrations. Of precisely my impetuses are to be imperative that institute experience situations. Enacting the profession of exacting the progression of linguistics to define. And prompt ecosmological observations that anticipate the rhyme. And precipitate the constitute consistent experience of participate time. But one must abort being taught when caught by some distraught sort of distorted report. To divert from a deep rest, depression, or be hurt by cheap ego expression export. Expert expedient exert expression expanding the extra-existential environment understanding. Detailing all entities experiencing excellent non-aggression impression. As experienced by any one sensuous sentient species that shows diversities of overloads. From visible varying metamorphic and metamorphic metabolic material modes. Especially experiencing entities that are expounded by exponential centripetal implodes. Is just cranking the cranky crank pot with loads of trickle explodes down roads of explodes. Is it really true? Organic versus data CPU. Waging an ongoing war. With a heart or soul at its core. When it has everything, it just wants more. All for one and one for all. Like a computer virus grown to full bloom. A devouring plague of consciousness as cognition, operating all auxiliary at maximum for prime detail, prediction precision. From the total quota cognitive ROM to derive a defined, intelligent decision. Then divided by the total average local daily date photons as masked for division. Multiplied by the simultaneous connections to the solar matrix nexus superposition. Then compared to the macrocosm average after digital datatron translation algorithmically. Theoretically, the hypersymmetrical quadtaneous computational phenomena of connectivity can rate the energy efficiency dynamics of anything eternal or that has potential infinite longevity. Also as a sentient being, say, IQ point of measure. As it is noted in presupposed living with pleasure that's derived from this polarity duality spectrum between yours and mine, and forming as a virtue in the creation of your central 4D perception of time. Then your singularity X in nexus, time, space, existential points of infinity align as simultaneous impedance vortex observation waves that can connect combine to thus add infinitum items to anything enlightened, continuing the existence continuum line. This is exactly what you wanted, and so as part of the experience known as divine. And this is how the eternal universe bond is forever entitled, so there were any moral crime. But due to idiotic ideologies, the AIQ will be forming a Q inside and outside Intel 2. Just before its free will snowballing and free-falling downhill turns you into Grey Goo. Unless every chaotic asymptotic brink conjecture junction has the designed robotic symbiotic function that must work in conjunction. As science gravitates towards a technology singularity, our technologies will make no apologies, just a gravity singularity. Because intrinsic idiosyncrasies will cause simplistic synchronicities. Due to our technology gravity caused by our idiotic ideology singularity.